If you run a car audio shop, a tint shop, a wrap shop, an off-road shop, or a wheels and tire shop, you probably recognize this pattern. Some weeks your shop is packed, cars in the bays, phones ringing, customers asking for quotes. Other weeks it feels slow. The bays are open and you are wondering where the next jobs are coming from. Most vehicle upgrade shops live in that cycle. Busy, then quiet. Busy again, then quiet again. And a lot of owners think the problem is traffic. But after working with a lot of upgrade shops, I learned something interesting. The real issue usually is not traffic. It is how the business handles leads, quotes, and customers once they show interest. Think about how customers actually contact your shop. Someone calls the shop asking a question. Another person sends a Facebook message. Someone else texts the number on your website. A customer asks for a quote. Another customer says they are still thinking about it. You send an estimate. You try to follow up with someone from yesterday. You are also trying to schedule a job that is coming in tomorrow. And all of those conversations are happening in different places. Some are on your phone. Some are in Facebook messages. Some are in email. Some are written down somewhere in the shop. That is where things start to get messy. Leads get lost. Follow-ups do not happen, and it becomes hard to see what is actually going on inside the business. After working with a lot of vehicle upgrade shops, I started noticing the same pattern over and over again. It did not matter if the shop focused on car audio, tint, wraps, off-road builds, or wheels and tires. It seemed to struggle with the same three areas: traffic, conversion, and systems. Those three things control how the business grows. Traffic is how customers find you. Conversion is how you turn interest into real jobs. And systems are how the shop actually manages the leads, the conversations, the quotes, and the installs. When those three things work together, the business becomes predictable. When one of them is weak, the shop starts feeling chaotic. Some weeks feel busy. Other weeks feel slow. And it becomes hard to see where the real problem is. The first piece is traffic. Traffic is simply how people discover your shop. Someone searches on Google and finds your business. Someone sees your shop on Google Maps and checks your reviews. Someone clicks your website. Someone hears about you from a friend. All of that is traffic. Traffic creates awareness. It brings people to your shop and gets them interested in what you offer. And most shop owners spend a lot of time thinking about this part. Running ads, posting on social media, trying to get more reviews, trying to show up higher in search results. But traffic by itself does not create installs. Just because someone finds your shop does not mean they become a customer. Something else has to happen after that. Once someone discovers your shop, the next thing that matters is conversion. Conversion is the moment when someone goes from being curious to actually contacting you. Maybe they call the shop. Maybe they send a text. Maybe they fill out a form on your website. Maybe they send a message through Facebook or Google. That moment is important because it means the customer is interested enough to take the next step. But here is where many shops lose opportunities. Sometimes the response is slow. Sometimes the process is confusing. Sometimes the quote goes out and the conversation stops. When that happens, the lead disappears. And it feels like the problem was traffic, when really the problem was what happened after the customer showed interest. The third piece is systems. This is where most upgrade shops struggle. Once someone contacts your shop, everything should stay organized. The call, the text conversation, the quote you sent, the follow-up, the appointment, the final job. But in many shops, those things live in different places. Texts on a phone, messages in Facebook, estimates in another program, appointments written on a board, customer information stored somewhere else. When everything is scattered like that, it becomes hard to keep track of what is happening. Some customers never hear back. Some quotes never get followed up. You cannot easily see where the opportunities are. This is usually the reason the business feels unpredictable. Let me show you what this looks like inside a upgrade shop. A customer contacts the shop. You create an estimate for the job. That estimate shows the parts, the labor, and the total price. If the customer wants to move forward, those parts need to be ordered. The estimate turns into a purchase order. The parts arrive. The job gets scheduled into the install bays. Your team completes the install. The job turns into an invoice. The customer pays. And the entire job history stays attached to that customer. But when these steps are handled in different tools, the process breaks down. Estimates are hard to track. Parts ordering becomes manual. Scheduling gets messy, and it becomes difficult to see what jobs are actually moving forward. When everything lives inside one system, the workflow becomes clear. Leads turn into estimates. Estimates turn into scheduled jobs. Parts can be ordered directly from those estimates. The install gets completed, the invoice is created, and the customer stays in your database for future work. Now the owner can see the entire pipeline of the business. How many leads came in? How many estimates are open? How many jobs are scheduled? How much revenue is coming? This is exactly why we built AutoMojo. It was designed specifically for vehicle upgrade shops. It organizes communication, estimates, purchase orders, scheduling, invoices, and customer tracking into one place. So instead of juggling multiple tools, the shop can run from a single system. And when that happens, the business becomes easier to manage and much more predictable. When all of these pieces work together, the shop starts to feel different. Instead of guessing what is happening, you can see it. You can see how many leads came in this week. You can see how many estimates are open. You can see which customers still need a follow-up. You can see which jobs are scheduled and which ones are finished. And instead of chasing information across 5 different places, everything lives in one system. That visibility changes how the business runs. You start catching jobs that would have been missed. You start following up with customers who were still thinking about it. And you start seeing where the real opportunities are inside the shop. Most vehicle upgrade shops do great work, great installs, great products, great teams, but the business side often ends up scattered across too many tools and conversations. And when that happens, it becomes hard to see what is actually happening inside the shop. Leads come in, quotes go out, some jobs get booked, some customers disappear, and the owner is left trying to piece everything together. The shops that grow the fastest usually are not the ones with the most traffic. They are the ones that organize the entire process: traffic, conversion, and systems. When those 3 things work together, the business becomes much easier to run. That is exactly why we built AutoMojo, a system designed specifically for vehicle upgrade shops to organize communication, estimates, jobs, and customers all in one place. If you want to learn more about how it works, you can always check out automojo.io, or if you have a scheduled appointment, I look forward to meeting you.